Hi, James Wedmore here, and welcome to video number 2 of our 4-part video series, all on the topic of local video marketing. How to do YouTube and video SEO for all those local businesses that you see while you're driving down the street in your hometown. Now, before we go into this video, which is all on a very specific topic, how much do you charge? I want to make sure, have you seen video number 1? Did you watch that first video? It's really short. It's like 11, 12 minutes long, and it just lays out the strategy, shows you the proof, and I introduce you to my very good friend, Brandon Lucero, the founder of Sold With Video, the guy who's been doing this for 3 years straight, and since he just had a newborn son about 6 or 7 months ago, he's been taking a lot of time off, yet he's still getting paid each and every month for the work he's done. So in this video, we're going to take it a little bit further. So if you haven't seen that first video, you want to make sure, just pause this one, go watch video number 1. I'll be sitting here waiting for you when you come back. Okay? So hopefully you've done that. If you have, congratulations. Video number 2 is all on a very specific topic. How much do you charge? That's probably the number 1 question, right? Well, as I told you in video number 1, I found videographers, people who would film my videos in Craigslist for as little as $15 an hour. Is that how much you're going to charge these business owners? Heck no. I'm just going to come out right now and say it. Brandon charges anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 for one video. Just one video. And then he charges anywhere from $200 to $500 extra per month on an ongoing residual basis for that one video. That's how much he charges. And in fact, as you will talk to Brandon in a moment, he'll let you know that he wants to raise his prices, and he has started to do that. He's gotten clients as high as $6,000 for one video. Now, before you think that's crazy, like, why would someone pay $2,000 for one little video? Or do you think you have to film on a $5,000 fancy camera? Heck no. What we're going to show you right now, we're just going to lay out the entire 3-step strategy that Brandon uses to get these clients. And I want you to pay really close attention, because one of the things that we do is we talk about the value proposition and your positioning to the client. As you'll notice in a moment, you'll see that the biggest thing that Brandon and I stress is you have to remove any label of being a video guy or a video gal or a videographer or a video production company. Because if you are in that space, you're dealing with a sea of competitors, and you're dealing with business owners that don't really value video. What they value is more clients and more customers, right? So when you show them the direct result of here's how I'll get you more customers, you can charge higher prices. So here's what happened. A couple days ago, Brandon and I did a live webinar to a packed house of 1,000 attendees. And on that webinar, he laid out a 3-step strategy that shows you how you can get clients for $1,000 to $2,000 and beyond. Let's go ahead and take a look at a clip from that live webinar right now.
But I've become obsessed with this over the last year, trying to figure out the new marketing techniques and what really drives customers to come to you, so you're not constantly hunting them down. And what we've come up with is the local video method. And this is attracting clients, getting paid to make videos, and it all starts with step 1, step 2, and step 3. And now this doesn't take some magic skill or talent or some special ability. All it really came down to was figuring out a simple, proven system. And as long as you guys want it bad enough like I did, this will work for you. So as long as you want it bad enough, as long as you're willing to do the work and you figure out this system, it will work for you. You guys can expect to achieve the same results. So why don't we go ahead and get into this. Step 1 is get the client. Step 2 is get the results. And step 3, which is probably the most important thing, so like mark a couple stars next to this thing, because this is the one thing I was absolutely missing. And when I figured this out, it changed everything for me, and that is the profit maximizer. Step number 3. Oh yeah, step number 1, how to attract the right clients with ease. So getting the client isn't about becoming that slick salesman or saleswoman or putting on these big fancy presentations. It's as simply as just creating very easy selling systems that you put in place that get clients for you. And these aren't going to be clients that you're going to have to really be sold or convinced. And right there's another perfect example of another check for $1,400 that we did. And this was a client that came to me and sought me out, not me having to hunt them down. So step one, getting the client, which is all, and you know, the right kind of mindset and stuff is really what's going to get you guys there, and knowing how to raise your prices.
So one of the things that's pretty cool that I've seen of Brandon, and I'm sure he can speak a lot to this, is as he's been doing videos for his personal brand, making videos on his own channel, the value of his brand has gone up. And as that value goes up, he will be able to charge more. So one of the things we want to talk to now is this thing that we call the authority pyramid. Maybe you've seen this. This is basically the surefirest way to figure out how you raise your prices. How you raise your prices and get people to still pay you, right? So this is the authority pyramid, and it's basically this premise that there is a direct correlation with the money that you make and your ability to uniquely position yourself in the marketplace. In other words, the better positioning that you have, the higher perceived value you have, and then the more you can charge. Okay, so still we're in little theoretical land, so let me bring it down to the tangible avenue. Okay, so if we were to build out the authority pyramid, at the bottom we have what's called the generalist. Now the generalist is the person that does generally everything. And when you generally do everything, you have very little value. If you think of an example of someone like a handyman. Now, I'm not knocking a handyman, but they can fix your plumbing, they can fix a broken window, they can repaint your house. They can do everything, and they probably think that that's the best way to market themselves. But that, as you'll see, is not the best way to go about your marketing. So, a great example of this in the fitness industry is the 24-hour fitness instructor. They probably took a few weeks for a certification. You see them out there on the gyms. They just say trainer in big bold letters on the back. They probably have a very general knowledge about fitness and weight loss, right? So if you want to elevate your prices and elevate your income, you need to elevate yourself to become the specialist. Now the specialist is obviously someone who specializes in a specific arena. I will tell you right now, guys, this is probably the hardest thing for us to do as human beings because it's so counterintuitive. It goes so against the grain. This is why we talked about what got you here won't get you there. Because most people, and I'm guilty of this myself years ago, don't want to specialize. Because the moment they say, I specialize in this, they have a fear that comes up and says, oh, but then everyone that wants to hire me for all these other things, I won't be able to, I'll lose that money. I'll leave all this money on the table. That is so backwards and not right. So let me give you an example of this. Someone like a TRX trainer or a kettlebells trainer or a yoga instructor or a Pilates instructor, these people choose a specialization. They don't say, oh, I'm going to be everything fitness. They have a very specific expertise. And when you're seeking out something, what do? You go to the best of the best, and you're willing to pay more for that, right? That's why you specialize. So hopefully you guys are getting this. If we want to elevate and elevate our income and our rates even more, we need to elevate ourselves to become an authority. Now, an authority is what Brandon has become. Okay, now it's really easy to become an authority. The only thing that an authority has that a specialist hasn't is one thing, and that is teaching. The moment that a specialist educates and informs an eager audience, he or she instantly becomes the authority. Okay, so a great example of that is someone like a CrossFit gym owner. In the CrossFit community, they very much are about teachers of knowledge and sharing what they know, et cetera, et cetera. So when someone's like, this is all, they're teaching everything, here's what I know, I'm going to share it with you, they're looked up to as an authority, okay? But there's still a higher level, and that is what we call the celebrity authority. Now, celebrity authority is just a well-known authority, but look at a great example, like Jillian Michaels. Obviously, we can say she's a celebrity. It's like anybody who's on TV becomes a celebrity, but we can say the same thing about YouTube. So I hope you guys get this, because there's a huge difference between the guy walking around with the trainer shirt at 24-Hour Fitness and Jillian Michaels, who can slap her name on anything in a gym or a sporting goods store, and they can jack up the price. Okay, so your job is to position yourself as someone who is either the specialist, like YouTube or video SEO or video agency, or even an authority or even a celebrity authority, so that you can raise your prices. So hopefully you guys understood that, because that's what we want for you, and that's really where this whole conversation starts, of getting the client. Let's go back to Brandon, and we'll talk about getting the results. That's step number 2. So Brandon, take it away.
Awesome. So step 2 is providing value. Like James said earlier in this webinar, business owners don't go to bed thinking, I need more videos. You know, if I had more videos, my business would be going crazy right now. All they care about is getting more money, more clients, more business. So the value is never in making the video, it's getting more clients for your business. But you're going to be using video as that vehicle to bring in the traffic and the lead getting source. You're going to use these videos that informs and educates potential customers so that they're ready to take the next step. So again, you're here to provide value, and you're using video as that vehicle. And here's some results here of different clients we've worked with and gotten page 1 results with, everything ranging from real estate agents to storage units all the way to air conditioning. So I mean, you guys can literally do this for almost any type of business.
I love this. This is all Brandon's doing, and what we're going to show you in a minute is how easy this is to do. But imagine how valuable that is to a real estate agent living and working in Pasadena, California, and when you type in Pasadena Realtor, he comes up. That's what we're doing, and that is extremely valuable. So the question that comes up is, but Brandon, but James, what if I don't know how to do this ranking thing? What if I don't know how to make the videos or anything like that? So Brandon, I'll let you speak to that.
Then that is definitely a great question and thing to bring up, because not everyone knows how to do this stuff. And even though James and I are ranking for like those big terms like video SEO and video editing and local marketing, like we're the big dogs when it comes to the ranking for those competitive things, we're not doing that. You're not going to be ranking for those hugely competitive terms. You're simply going to be getting ranked for keywords based on geographical locations, and that's 10 times easier than going after something like video studio or video SEO. So what we're doing here is not nearly as hard as going after anything big. So literally anybody can do this, no matter what your experience levels is at. And once we get that down, we get the rankings for them, we create this profit maximizer. And again, you guys, this is the most important step. So put those stars or whatever you need to do so you guys can circle this a million times. Remember this. It's all about creating the profit maximizer, which is scale, grow, and get your back end funnel set up. Because here's the thing, and this is the analogy I like to use, is everyone probably has like 4 or 5 different grocery stores in their city. Now, I'm willing to bet that almost all of you go to the same grocery store over and over again. Now, why is that? Well, it's because that's what you're comfortable with. It might be because that's what's closest to your house, but even if you're on the other side of town and you need a gallon of milk, you might wait till you are on your way home and stop by the one you're familiar with, and you may even feel uncomfortable if you go to a grocery store that you're not used to, because the human mind goes to whatever they're comfortable with. You know what to expect, and even though they all carry the same brands and probably have the same prices and the same products, you keep going back to them over and over again. And so this is the same thing with video. We want to get clients at whatever we can do. Our number one goal is to just get a client, because when we know that when they need anything else with video or even online, they're going to come to us. So I am more than willing to do whatever I can to get a client on the front end, because I know I'm going to turn them into a $2,000 customer. Nobody is going to have a good experience with a video marketer, and then when they need another video or some other kind of service, hunt someone else down. Why in the world would they spend their precious time to go look for someone else when they already have someone who they're extremely happy with? So my number one goal is building up the biggest customer database I possibly can, because I know the profit maximizer is going to pay off huge dividends in the back end.
So Brandon, you showed us earlier just how easy it was to rank a video like this. We put the title, whatever it is, the business or the client, like this example, Dr. Mark Wiseman, and then you throw in reviews in the title, you throw that into the description, and you get a video ranked like this really, really quickly. However, there is a pretty big fat elephant in the room, and that's that the only person that's really searching this is either us or Dr. Mark himself. so he can, appease the ego a bit. So what is the value of this, and what's the point of this?
Well, James, the point of this is we're not building our business off these review videos. Like you said, there's not a ton of people really looking up these reviews. What we're doing is trying to separate ourselves from every other marketer, SEO person. You got to understand, these business owners are getting slammed every single day with mails and calls and emails of people wanting their business, all promising the next big thing and to get more clients coming in. So what we do is we do this to get results in advance. We want to separate ourselves from everyone else. No one else is going to go out there and make a video for them in their business. So what we do is we create videos for them. We get them ranked in Google for pretty easy keywords. That way, when we contact them, we say, you know what, go check this out. We did this for you. And that way they can see their video showing off their 100% awesome reviews. And like you said, it appeases their ego. But what it really does is establishes us as the expert. It shows them that we know exactly what we're talking about. And they kind of like sitting there watching their awesome reviews online. And so what that does is it very easily separates us from everyone else, and it makes us someone that they want to work with. And so that's basically what we're doing with these review videos.
Okay, got it. Hopefully you guys get that as well. So this gets our foot into the door for the client. It gets us past the noise, so we're not just a needle in the haystack. So when we're actually providing our service to the small business owner, you have the yes, you have their confidence. We need to go after the bigger search terms. So Brandon, let's talk about that. What are the bigger search terms? Like, okay, for example, like with this Mark Weitzman, like let's say you call him up and you say, hey, we got your review video on the first page. And he says, I'd like you to do other keywords for you. What are some examples of keywords you would go after just for this gentleman right here?
Well, for this one, what we really want to do is just determine what is everyone looking for when they're looking for a dentist. They're usually just going to go into Google and type in dentist in Ventura or Ventura dentist or best dentist in Ventura. And so those are the terms that we're going to be charging $2,000 for in the recurring revenue for it. We're going after the terms that are more competitive and that everyone is looking for to ensure that our client actually gets results, because that's what we want to do. We're adding value to the business owner. And when we can add value and give them more customers, they're going to be a customer for life. So as you guys can see here, this is actually a search result for Camarillo air conditioning for one of my clients. And this client's actually been with me for almost 2 years now. And we've done this for air conditioning. We've done this for real estate. We've done this for lawyers. We've done it for numerous industries all across the country. And what we're doing is going after those major search terms that everyone is looking for. And what's going to happen is when those searches are done, those people are trying to find a company for a need that they have, and that video comes up, they're going to call your client, and your client is going to love you for that. And not to mention, we also have their Yelp and their website right there surrounding their video.
Okay, so you actually did that as an additional service to them.
Yeah, that was an upsell. So you guys can do video, and then what we do is we upsell other services for them. So nice. A video is great. It's going to get results, but when you can take up 5 or 6 spots on the first page for your client, they're going to absolutely love you for it. You make more money, they make more money, and everybody's happy.
So I have 2 really big questions here. The first one is, since they've been a client for so long, have they seen a difference from this?
Yeah, and this one's my favorite example here. The owner, Stephanie and Kevin, they're just tremendous people. But Stephanie, I didn't even ask for a testimonial. She sent me an email the other day and was like, Brandon, all of our success online is 100% because of you. We've been approached by a couple other people, even pay-per-click people, and the only one that actually came through was you. And that I can't even ask for a testimonial that great. It's just because they were so appreciative of the stuff I'm doing for them that they just reached out and let me know that they appreciate it. And that's why they've been a client for 2 years. And so here's another example here, which I'm super excited about because Google just released this new kind of update with video. If you can get a video to the #1 spot, you'll actually see it taking up a huge chunk of the first page. I mean, if you're looking for a truck accident lawyer in Kansas, where is your eye drawn to? Is it like that text result on the side there that someone's probably paying like $50 a click for? Or is it that ginormous thumbnail and video sitting there?
No school children were harmed in the making of this video.
Yeah, no school children harmed at all.
Okay, so here's my second big question here is jumping from like Camarillo air conditioning and heating reviews type keyword to a broader term like lawyer in Kansas or Camarillo air conditioning. You guys get that, right? We're jumping the things that they're paying the $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 for is their industry plus their city. How much more work is this? Because I have to imagine that it takes more than 34 seconds to upload this and get it ranked here, especially to get it a big fat spot at the #1 location.
Well, there's not really too much more work on my end per se. It will take longer, like a very competitive keyword that a lot of people are going for. It's not going to be ranked in 34 seconds. It's just not going to happen. So what we do is we end up doing the same process, but we just give it more time to mature and more time to just kind of get analyzed and optimized. So we'll do things like get backlinks and stuff like that, which we outsource pretty much all of that 100%. So for me personally, all I'm doing is uploading a video, and I might spend 10 minutes sending it off to my outsourcers to go and tell them, hey, rank this video. And it may take a couple days, may take a couple weeks. At the extreme case, sometimes it could take 2 months, but that's only for rare situations for the very competitive keywords. So from me, there's no extra work, but yeah, it's going to take a little bit more time, basically because everyone's trying to go for those keywords. That's really the only reason, and we just need to give Google enough time for them to realize that our video is the most important thing to come up on the first page.
Got it. And I know for some people, just even hearing the term backlink, be like, what's a backlink? And it might be the first time. So I know that's something that Brandon and I go over in extreme detail inside our program, Local Video Academy. So stay tuned for that. But what Brandon and I will both attest to from doing YouTube ourselves, not just for local business owners, but doing it for our own personal brands. And this is the biggest shift that has happened on YouTube in the past, I would say 18 months or so, is channel authority. And we have to speak to this because the longer and the more momentum that YouTube marketers like myself and Brandon have been putting up videos, gathering subscribers, increasing engagement, posting more frequently, improving the quality of our videos, the more that YouTube and Google have looked to these types of videos. So what I've always said is that consistency breeds momentum. And the more you do this, the more easy it becomes. So I think getting out of like trying to do the first one or second one will be harder than, once you've done your 20th or 30th video, and maybe even less than that.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little clip. I hope you found value in that and you're starting to see the possibilities that await you with doing this yourself. Now, even if you just want a few clients on the side, 1 or 2 clients to help with cash flow, or you're really considering turning this into a full-fledged 6 or 7 figure company, I want to show you that it's possible and that it's really easy. But there's one final component that I really think that's going to help you, and we want to deliver in this 3-part video series. And that's the process of actually getting the client. Now, I have a big confession to make myself, and I know Brandon will say the exact same thing, and that's that we're big, shy introverts. And I know you don't believe me because here I am talking in front of a camera. I've just been doing this for a long time, but when it comes to getting in front of people and saying, I want your $2,000 and I want to sell you and I'm going to talk fast and all that stuff, I'm awful at that, and Brandon will admit that he is as well. So what he's gotten really good at over the last 3 years is developing selling systems that will help make getting the yes much easier. We don't need to be slick and smooth and have all the right things and manipulate and persuade. In fact, a lot of it is outsourced and simplified to the point where you just need to say yes or no, and then they decide. So that's what we're going to go over in video number 3. That is a 7-step process for getting high-paying clients, and it's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It's one of 8 strategies, selling strategies, that Brandon and I share inside our course, Local Video Academy. So we're going to give that to you absolutely free in video number 3. The name of this strategy is called the Reciprocal Review, and it works unbelievably well. You're going to be really impressed. So all I want you to do is stand by for this video and make sure you watch it when it comes out. Now, if it's already come out, you'll notice there's like a button on the right or above this video. You want to click on that now and watch that third video. If it hasn't, I'm going to send you an email as soon as we're ready with it. We haven't finished editing these videos at the time yet, so they'll be out. It'll be out soon enough. We'll send you out an email, and I want to make sure you watch the whole thing because we already have students that have followed those 7 steps and they're blown away because it just works. Clients are handing them checks. In fact, here's a few examples of some of our students that have used that strategy right here.
I wanted to start out with an example here that I thought was pretty unique and interesting, especially for our students inside of Local Video Academy. This is Brandon giving a shout out to one of our students, Jason Rasky, who didn't charge $1,000 or $2,000. He actually skipped that and went right to the $500 a month for his video marketing services. Now, the reason he did that is because he did something very, very cool that we really like, is he went after a client that had already made videos. The videos were already done, but they weren't ranked and they weren't being marketed, which means Jason's conversation became a pretty much no-brainer with the small business owner. Jason noticed this, he hit them up, and basically closed a $6,000 client a year, which is very exciting. Jason was even kind enough to share the PayPal receipt that he received from the client for the first month here of $500 for monthly video SEO services where he's doing 3 to 5 keywords. Very, very cool. And even our students are asking if he could share his success story, and he's saying, most certainly. Here's another great example from one of our students, Sumange, who said, "Hey, LVA family, I made my first review video for my daughter's school, and we made a deal to do their video marketing and get some of our tuition knocked off," which is a very creative way of bartering, which I absolutely love. And so we asked Sumange how much that tuition is, and he said we're saving about $2,300 in school tuition. Very, very cool. And we'll do one more. This is from Charlie Whitfield, who said that I just landed my first video client today, a painting company that wants to show their before and after work. Plus, they're interested in talking later about an ongoing service.
Okay, stay tuned for video number 3 coming your way soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear from you. Questions, comments, concerns, put them in the Facebook comments below this video so I can chat with you directly. Thank you and take care.